Welcome back to another episode of Not For The Weak Minded. Now this is part 2 of the maps of Australia, and well, let's just get into it, shall we? What do we see on this map? Someone keeping their baby warm, fire on a boat, and what looks like a giant toothbrush being used as a paddle. Very Egyptian-esque. Some kind of sea dragon. And red and white flags. Not sure what that means. But throughout this map there's some interesting things that we're going to discuss throughout this video, which is Australia not being a territory to start with, but rather naming a certain region in Antarctica Australis, and then later on it becoming incorporated by modern people to be called Australia, because originally it was called, before that, New Holland, and as we've discussed, potentially before that, Brazil and New Guinea. So here we see this is a map from 1630, just thought I'd let you know, and yeah, it's a beauty, absolute beauty. There's a lot to see on here. I will leave it in the link in the descriptions below, so you can look at it in your own time. But we're here to discuss about this more so than the last, Antarctica 2, and how basically these land regions used to be, was not so connected, but probably were connected and then engineered to create this passageway, allowing water to flow through, etc. So this landmass, which is Antarctica, just to start with, Terra Australis, and we're going to see by the end that they also named this, oh, did I keep it there? No, I didn't, I got rid of it. But like the Borealis and Australis, but not that. It's something else. I can't remember. Pardon me. So, Modus. Only looking at it like, I don't know, an hour or so ago. A bit bendy. Ubi Virginis, virgins perhaps. This one looks like he's been sick. Don't understand though, can't read the language, but we can get from the pictures a gist of what it might be saying, right? Big jar in it. And they got their feathered hats. Native Americans. And they're white. So what else? Right here, Guinea, and this is Australia, right? Apparently, you see it's connected to this. It's almost connected to this landmass, which has been labelled Australia, Terra Australis. So this is an interesting map, to say the least. Another one that shows, as I've done in other videos about Iceland being Friesland perhaps, or ever land missing off the coast of the UK. So this dude, he's a Greenlandian giant, and he navigates some genre. And I can't really get the rest. But yeah, also you see on the old maps that Ireland used to be called Hibernia, and there is another mysterious island off the coast of Hibernia called High Brazil. There it is, Brazil. It's written right there. So there's a lot of things that they've never really told us about, and things can be hidden from us very easily if we never really go out of our way to look for things, like a lot of people have done. And lo and behold, they find some crazy stuff. Look, this journey, they took a bear with them. Right? That looks like a bear. He's just sat there like, yeah, I can't wait to get across to the other side. I can't swim. I mean, what is that? Looks like a bear to me. Yeah. So there's the giants from Greenland. Greenland's up here. Or Groenland. Although it doesn't say that. It says Groenlandy. It says Groenlandy. So yeah. Groenland. Up here. Giants up to the north, and you see how America has been divided. So yeah, Terra de Labrador, Terra Rio, France, Virginia, still Virginia, Calcius. Calcius is definitely a Roman name. And then Nova Grande. Here he is. California, look. And there's images of it being separated from the mainland, but look. You know, there's boats in the desert in America. And people think, how the hell did they get there? Well, things happened, and that's that. Tiak. No, I'm not really going into Australia at the minute, but I thought some of you might find this interesting. I've kind of already spoke about what we're going to be going through, which is basically looking at maps. Oh, that fish. That's the last time. And as I said, if you want to spend time looking at these yourself, by all means, please just check the descriptions. But I'm going to move on now. So, next one. This one is from 1749, I believe. Yes. And it shows to a point that the land masses of which is now New Guinea. Okay, so what was New Guinea, if we were to look at what we were looking at earlier, was Australia before the great deluge of whatever happened, just wiped out that entire half of that landmass, which is now underwater, creating islands and all sorts of stuff, right? New Holland connects to New Guinea, right? Now obviously this is just a mapping thing, and you might go, yeah, but they didn't map it properly, but this is the avenue we're going to go down. And obviously through time there's been more flooding, right? More climate change, let's call it what it is, climate change. And yeah, land masses change. So let's keep going. this is a very interesting map too, and you could spend a long time looking at this one as well. And this is from 1700s apparently, and again by then they've mapped majority of Australia, but it's still called New Holland. And people have been moving in here 1627, 1622, wherever these people have come from. Nuits, Leon de Cour, Vice Francois. It's like, that's my island, I own it now, I landed here. And again, you kind of see in this map that it might have joined. This might have been connected at one point, which is now, you will see if you keep watching near the end, or you can go and look yourself, or if you're very familiar with it anyway, it's very close to touching the what is now it's Papa New Guinea. It's still New Guinea, you know. So the New Guineans are a pre-flood culture, in my opinion, that survived the Great Deluge, that was living on Australia prior to the Great Deluge. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead a bit, but you see what I'm saying? It's not fully mapped out, and you go, yeah, it could be just that it's just touching, and you had to just go around, and they finally found that you could go in this way to come out there, and I could see that, but maybe not. And this is showing you roots of people, and how, you know, how they got to where they needed, where they got to. What's this saying? Something about gigantic. Not sure about it, really. Something about the Tigris. Definitely can see the Tigris there. Romano finds Tigris. Arant. Kind of makes you wish you studied more. But see, like as I was saying in the last video, Tartaria, Oriental, and then it's the Tanju Empire de la China. Tartaria just means territory. Just saying, right? You know, it's not an empire, I don't believe. It's so. And there's Ketchen. Getting the Ketchen, will you? So, anything else on this map we can look at? No, not really. Okay. Probably absolutely loads of things, but we're just going to focus on Australia, which we'll look at it from this perspective. Change, but it's the same. What's this say? Inventor Pixidis Nautis. Some of you might be able to read that. Unfortunately, I can't. I have to take a guess. I'm not going to do that really. So yeah, there's the people that made this map. Triangle, you know, telescope, go look at the stars. Gyroscope. Bit dazed, I think. Sun and the moon on the chest. Sexton ship. What is that? That's got to be a zoomer. What's that? Oh yeah, that's for time. you know, magnets and stuff, you know, like which way the magnetic field's going. Simple experiment with a leaf and a needle. And you can do other stuff as well, like with the shadows of this pole too. So it's a multi-device box. That very interesting. Square and a compass. Yeah, pretty much Masonic. And they got their tits out. So yeah, they're not friendly folk. And yeah, the All-Seeing Pyramid. There you go, next map. Moving on. So this is another one of those equal distance projection maps, obviously projecting it with Antarctica at the South Pole, you know, as the North Pole, you know, at the centre, the South Pole at the centre, and everything going out to the north. Just the shapes alone, just the shape alone with this massive hole. And there's a lot to read too. And I've tried to read that, but I can't. As you see again, Australia. Another Holland. Tasmania, which is Terra de Damon, and that was one of the titles of the maps, wasn't it? That I showed you last time. What's this then? That's blurry. There you go. So there's a lot of secrets hidden in plain sight with these maps too, and a lot of information is key to some of the things that let's just say they're trying to find, that was hidden by their ancestors, the Templars, right? The Freemasons are absolutely obsessed with the Templar, you know, treasure. And this is another fascinating one, and as you see by this side, they don't know when it was made, who made it, well, apart from the owner. And again, this one here, you could be on it for ages. I spent a while looking at this, all the detail in this map and all the different regions it shows you, and yeah, there's some incredible detail in this map. So here we go. New Holland. Terra de Eindracht Udu Concorde. 1616. 1616. That's a sign, by the way. Potentially. You have to go check that. So yeah, maybe they just, this doesn't meet up there. And you know, it's close, but we know it doesn't now, but perhaps it did in the past, is what I'm saying. This was all joined, and it was a little bit bigger than what what have you been told? Like a lot bigger, in fact, because it's connected to Antarctica. So what's all these little islands? Yeah, okay. What's that say? Alright, I'm not going to go and look at the detail in this. If you're interested in this stuff, you'll find it yourself. There's one thing I will show, which is something that's going to come up again, I believe, in a second. I've just got to find it. Where was it? There it is, here. So this thing here is showing you like sugar process. They're putting the cane in this device here is doing something, and then it's coming out this pipe, and they're using the cattle to do some of the sugar, right? And I've got another post, and this image here is, well, this process is on it again and on a different map. But as you see, there's a lot of information on here, and you can see star forts, and I've gone and looked, by the way, as well, and certain maps, like the star forts are there, man. They're there. You just go to Google Earth, and certain locations you geolocate it using them, like the names and stuff, and they're there, man. Like, these ancient star forts are there, and they're buried, absolutely buried, and they're everywhere. See these? And these windmills, man, amazing. Obviously, we associate these with Dutch, you know, Holland. But what if the Dutch did bring the world free energy using wind? What if? Ain't that bad, is it? They look fucking awesome. You know, what's this on the back of it? You know? If that's not technology, I don't know what is. And clearly you know it is, because it's a fucking windmill. How old are windmills, right? How old are windmills? How far do they go back in history? I'm going the wrong way, that's why I keep zooming in. So yeah, look, Australia, not really mapped. Next map. If it loads, here we go. So that's the 1740, which has been stitched together, and there's a lot of information on this one too. We are focusing on Australia and a little bit on Antarctica still. So again, we see the same thing. This one, on the other hand, suggests that the land is much bigger and potentially is connected to New Zealand. What's going on with this one? You see these houses? These houses were on the other one as well. If you looked carefully on the other map, they've got these look like bomb shelters, and people can go in. Like, and they must go underground. They gotta go underground. Because it doesn't look like much living room in that. Right? You gotta be kidding me. Are these people living and they're meant to, and these look like, well, doors, accommodations, entryways, portals, maybe. Burying the dead again. And there's another image in the other one. It's the same imagery. It's fascinating. Turtle. Look at that. Like tickling the turtle with a stick. There it is, and there's the same thing. Do you see what I'm saying? I've just showed you the same thing on the other map previously. So this is a process. This is an ancient process of, you know, creating sugar or what have you. And you see the tree in the background? They're all tree stumps. Yeah, probably. And again, this map's amazing. The information on here is just like, wow. Sound is the key to everything. Demons. Terra de Antum 9 Demens. So this is a piece about one of the demons, and that's the guy that owns well, named Tasmania after themselves, I believe. Indeed it was. And yeah, there's just so much stuff in this imagery. Look at this thing, look at that. How steep it is. Are you doing sacrifices up there, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. We're doing sacrifices down here as well. Yeah, we are. Look, look. Sacrificed. Appease the gods. And that one, he looks like an alien. This one. Probably not though. Could appease them. The animals just want enough, was it? And what's going on here then? This dude's in pieces. He's been chopped up. On guard. And they're like, fucking stay away from me. What are you doing here with your hats? In Mexico. Oh. So there we go. There's more sort of mappage that suggests a bigger story to do with Australia than what we think we know. For one, it was called Holland, New Holland, and then before that, well, my personal opinion is it was Guinea, part of Guinea, which I showed you already, and I'll show you at the end again if you stay tuned. And Brazil. So it's one big fucking mystery, isn't it? One big mystery. So this is a map from dated 1826 by A. Brew. And what I'm just going to show you with this, oh, too far, is by this time the cartography, for one, is just like, yeah, we've done it, and two, you know, the land masses aren't joined now. But was they? Was there a barrier here at one point and a bay, and all of a sudden there's a huge flood, and all the water had to go somewhere, right? Okay. I know. It's a bit too much for people to understand. And there's a lovely little piece about New Holland. Well, I haven't got time to read all that. I'm talking about Arnhem there as well. And they're calling it Australia as well. Nostra Terra Australia, Australia. If I'm saying that right, probably not. Okay. So yeah, by then it's all mapped. We're missing a lot of time. So I said about the start, it's to do with Antarctica as well. And I found this, and there's quite a few things to look at back through time if you've got the patience to do with Antarctica. And this is one from 1840 from the US, XX. Charles Wilkes, Esquire, Commander. Alright. And it charts the route from Australia, Tasmania, which on this map is still Van Diemen's Land, and New Holland, right? And they go and they travel down, and of course you have New Zealand over here too, so you can travel from there to there, and then they go to Antarctica, and they've mapped out quite a fair chunk, right, of what is they've perceived a line of icy barrier. You wait, this, what's it doing? Thank you. zoom out a bit. Yes, there's a lot of information here on the landmass. A line of icy barrier. Disappointment Bay. Can't go that way. And then highland covered with snow. And it comes down. Poipus Bay, North Bay land. High solid barrier, 180 degrees. Yeah, should I mute that? Okay. And as you can see, they've done a great deal of cartography work along this ice barrier, where at one point they know, because they've been there a while now, that there was no ice, right? Just like the maps show of Antarctica, there was no ice. 1773, Cook decided he'd come over here and just go boom, and off he went. Just mapping that small piece. And they've used other people's too, of course. Numerous journeys. And of course they're hiding the truth, as always. But we're going to just look at some photographs or drawings, as they might be, of the ice walls, right? From 1840, pictures or drawings. You decide. So, as seen by the US Peacock, January 19th. 1840. Something in the air there. Oh. Can't zoom in further than that. But yeah, 1840. Definitely looks like a blimp in the air there. What do you think? Right there. Do you see it? That's a blimp. How else do they take these photographs in the past? Always bird's eye view. I don't know what these things are there, but anyway, let's go back down, zoom out one. Antarctic continent as seen by the US ship Peacock, January 19th, 1840. Same person. And it's beautiful. You see it, you know, you can zoom right in. Doesn't look that big though, does it? Right? I reckon you can get a ship and climb that onto that, no problem. So high jump must have been a massive part of the wall, which is not normal. Well, I mean, that's, you know, obviously perspective and that. We don't know how high these fucking cliffs are, right? But you can clearly see that's a cliff face covered in ice. Land mass. What's that? Is that a giant standing there? Is it? I know I've got a vivid imagination. I got a tendency to see things that might not be there, but that looks like a shadow of a giant. I can't zoom in any further, but that, yeah, just standing there. You take a photograph of me. Clearly stands out, doesn't it? Next one. It's all the same, but it's probably not. You know, it's all it's all the same, but it's probably all slightly different. It's land mass. this landmass, isn't it? It's been hidden from us. The Antarctic Treaty. Again, any anomalies in the sky? What's that over there then? You can't say about that one. But apart from that, I mean, that's obvious. That looks definitely like a mass shadow. And the blimp at the start. So it's more the same. Last one. But there's the ice wall. This is the thing that's keeping people from exploring outside of the what do you call the container, the realm. This thing is helping the all this land is keeping the water at bay, innit? And there's increased flooding, but that's because there's bloody geoengineering that's been going on for a very long time. And there's other answers. So there's that. There's the ice wall. Hope you enjoyed that. Truth and lies hidden in plain sight. This is another map that you could spend a while on. And again, I'm just going to focus on Australia to start with. So over here, Terras Australias Inconnues. If you know what that means, let me know. I must look it up. And there's Novel Holland. So Australia, prior to becoming Australia, has actually everything to do with Antarctica, in my opinion. And they came over. As I said, New Guinea. Here, this map has been drawn in and it's joined, looking like this could be a bay at one point, and then all of a sudden water's come in and just broke through, creating a gap that we have today. Because again, if we go back to this one, look how far down it goes. Terra de Demon is right on the end. And obviously that's now Madagascar. But wait a second. Is it that one? This one. You know, definitely it goes down further, doesn't it? You know, this has been kind of drawn in that. To me, it was joined. So that's what I see from the maps anyway. And Australia, just to clarify, was to do with Antarctica. So there's a lot of information on this in this map, man. Like, it's insane. And this is the cycle of the stars. You notice that it's going in a circle. You go, oh, it's a sphere. No. There's the top one. Zoom in then. Too far. So yeah, Hemisphere Boreale. And then we got Hemisphere Australia. That was what I was trying to say, hemispheres at the start, but I just couldn't think what it was. So there's two hemispheres, as they're saying, look. And these are the cycle of the stars in them. Doesn't mean though it's a globe. No, it don't. What's this? Sun disk. Yeah, you can look at these in your own pleasure. Europe. Okay. Next map. I think this one's just similar, just to show you that Terra Australis, Antarcticus. See, it's related to the polar circle. This is what the origins, in my opinion, of the name Australia, and it was created by whatever his name was, Vespucci. See, and on this one they've only mapped this bit and Terra to Demon. I've said it so many times, but the land masses is joined pretty much. I really don't think we know anything, really. Excuse me. So, back to the final map before we discuss the last thing, which is not related to Antarctica, if it loads. So Google Earth here, let's get that loaded. Sorry, computer's slow, man. Oh, word. Are you gonna load? It's been alright up to now, isn't it? And then it's just yeah, it's just only funny 5 moments. I mean, that's loading now, isn't it? Right. That's the fucking map loaded. There we go. So back to this map now, and we're going to look at this bit for a moment. We're going to talk about Terra del Fuego. You'd be like, what? What is that? Well, bloody computer, man. Jittery. Load. Right. This is Terra del Fuego. And Terra del Fuego is connected to, again, or was connected to, the Pangea theory, yeah, South America. So this here, this probably is now the Falklands, right? And all of this is now underwater, and so is the majority of, in fact, all of this is underwater. And this entire piece is underwater. So let's go to Google. Now bear in mind that this is, you know, deceiving you. What do you think this is? You know, like evidence. What, you know, what do you think you're looking at here? Like all this here going down is the previous coastline, right? Prior to the flood, and it comes all the way around, you know, and it joins Antarctica. You know, it's not, it wasn't connected there because they've let the water through, and again that has to be engineered, which means, you know, creation, but it's not there anymore. And yet when I, you know, drawn this, you know, and I mapped this in, this is exactly what you saw. You can carefully map this. It looks like a snake's head, coincidentally, if you flip it the right way. So I hope you can kind of get what I'm getting at here. That obviously the landmass we know was 400 foot or whatever it was lower than it is today in the past, and we must take that into consideration and rethink, right, what the Earth actually looked like in the past. And there's no other map than this one to prove it, really. You know, this is a massive snake's head, the Aurora Borealis, right there. Do you see? Engineered Aurora Borealis, the spiral. There is, if the Earth has a tilt, yeah, then it's complicated, I suppose. It's hard to envision which way everything is. Let's just put it that way. So what do you think? Crazy? Or this is Australia at one point, and this is the truth, and what we see is only a fraction of what we once used to live on, and you got to ask yourself what happened. The Great Deluge. What happened to Terra del Fuego and New Guinea and Brazil? Because New Guinea's not here. Oh, we need to turn it around. Oh, sec. Just to clarify that the islands that would be Guinea right aren't. This is Lolo region. In fact, Guinea probably would be down here still. It'd be part of this, part of Brasilia, in my opinion. And Australia would be part of it too, down here, further down. You know, this could be the bottom coast of it. So, there we go. Please share, like and subscribe. Till next time.